we're back now. Welcome with the Derpy Dino to a new stream of Tiny Flight Attorney. This is my first time using this setup because, like I say earlier, hey Hajime, welcome. Shade and Booster actually were working on a little setup for the audio. So how it works is that whenever I talk, the audio or the volume of the game immediately going to drop down. So in that way I will be able to speak and the game won't overlap over my voice. So that's something that we're going to be testing right now in this stream. Hopefully it sounds good. And the other thing that we're also testing, they have a limitator now. So basically my voice caps at a certain volume. In that way, I won't be deafening my poor Shade like happened the last time. Like, for example, I can do a very loud re like this. And it doesn't going to go... Oh, I can actually teach you that, Hajime. I think I might get the options. If not, I can tell Shade to send me. But yeah, technically now I got these options, so like I can read or make a loud sound like that. And you guys can hear that it doesn't go out of the... It doesn't go horribly loud. So I can be able to do my Groosberg noise and I won't be able to leave to diff the poor Shade. So yeah, without further ado, let's start this game. But yeah, how you doing, Hajime? Hope you're doing fine, hope you're feeling better. Actually, yeah, you don't tell me how everything went, but I hope you're doing fine, actually. Oh yeah, sorry for that. I'm moving the microphone away. Checking something. Oh, sweet, this is the audio. Okay. This is the defendant lobby. All right, but there is no defendant. I've been trying to reach Lana all morning. Where could she be? And where's Emma, for the matter? It almost seems as if... I did say I'm venting some of the stuff I have gotten. Oh, fuck, I need to check that. I was busy with a lot of shit yesterday. Fuck. There we go. Okay. Having some kind of dark marks on the acid reflexes basically means that the stomach is having more acid than before. Sometimes because of the esophagus is nothing major than God. It won't mean knowing that. Okay, thank God it's nothing serious. That really makes me happy to know that it's nothing serious. And hopefully that medicine or that treatment that they gave you actually helped you with that, because it sounds like it can be a really annoying problem. Oh god, sorry, the game went too loud. Cello! I mean Edgeworth. Knowing you already figured it out. Who the owner of the 7777777 ID number is, that is. Well, I have a pretty strong hunch. Looks like I'm not the only one who's figured it out. You know the only reason this trial didn't reach a verdict yesterday? It's because there was still room for doubt regarding this ID record. If that number does belong to whom you suspect, then no doubt will remain. After all, he hasn't been officially charged with anything. True. Not yet. The stomach open is helping bit by bit, as long as one is started to put it today. Okie dokie. Let's hope for the best. But I'm sure you will be fine. I believe in you, you are a strong person, so I totally believe in you. In any event, once all about has been removed from that list, I can call for a ruling. 5 minutes, right? And Chief Prosecutor Sky will be found guilty. But she didn't do it! I figured you'd say as much. That's why I came here. Hear what you have to say. Porcaleto! It's the first time he's ever done something like this. Lana's hiding something, and the only way we will ever know the truth is to draw it out of her. The truth? Everything goes back to the SL9 incident. Don't be stupid. Today's the last day of trial. Oh, we got a Saki. Saki redeem! Saki. I also got my results of my blood urine and analysis results. Gotta give them to the doctor after printing them out. Let's hope for the best. And hopefully they can help you with things. You don't have time to reminisce about the past. That depends on you. If she's found guilty, you will lose your only chance to find out what really happened. I'll think about it. See you in court, right? This is it. If I'm ever going to find out what Chief Gan has on her, it's now. Hey, no problem. It was nice to be there in your first stream. Actually, big shoutouts to the Forecastlito. Oh! Oh my god, the microphone doesn't register me when I'm drinking water. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Normally, this is when the prosecution puts forward its opening statement. But before that, the police chief has a proposal to make. Chief Gan. He exists. Now he suddenly, all of a sudden, he exists. Morning, folks. How's everyone doing? Hey, Haji, been back to the pool yet? No, I've been drowning in oases in my work. Ah, that's a good one. Don't think I can top that. If you don't mind me asking, Chief, exactly what is this proposal of yours? Lana, that is to say, the defendant. I hate his uncomfortable fucking, what is the name? Moments of silence. Has asked me if she could speak directly to the court. She wants to do what? Having heard what she intends to say, I feel she should be granted her request. In that end, it should save everyone a lot of time and trouble. Oh no, I knew it. Oh, it's you. Well, it's all about, defendant. I'd like to make one simple request, and I'll be finished. Well, what's your request? Your Honor, I'd like you to put an immediate end to this trial. Huh? I confess to all charges against me. On February 22 of this year, I murdered Detective Bruce Goodman in the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Hey, this is just like Clue. With a knife. Now it's just like Clue. No, Lana! Objection! You can't! Your Honor, the defendant's client does not change the defense plea. In that case, Mr. Wright, I no longer require your services. But Lana, Your Honor, I hereby forfeit my right to an attorney. The prosecution might lack direct evidence against me, but it has sufficiently proven in this case through the testimony and circumstantial evidence. I would like you to render your verdict now, if you please. Well, the defendant certainly has the right to serve representation. Her request is legally valid, although this is a suspected situation. Indeed, it appears there is a further need to continue this trial. Even if Mr. Wright might feel otherwise. This can't be happening. It appears the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant... Objection! One moment, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth! The prosecution has not yet proven the defendant's guilty beyond reasonable doubt. Any ruling of this stage will certainly be premature. Come on, Worthy! I understand it's a difficult time for you, but why don't you just be a good little boy and keep your mouth shut, hmm? I don't think I care for your tone, Chief Cat. What? Creating another fabrication to cover up your past mistakes. Sorry, but I'm no longer the naive little boy you will have. With this sudden confession from the defendant, it's obvious to me some kind of deal was struck behind the scenes. Some kind of deal, hmm? Not everyone operates as you do, Worthy. I thought so. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to change its first witness. Oh, to whom? As his first witness, the prosecutor would like to call Miss Emma Sky. I request the court hears her testimony. Mr. Edward, I am exercising my right to self-representation. I don't think we need to compete. I don't care what you think, Miss Sky. The exposure of truth sometimes results in tragedy. However, no matter how tragic the truth may be, it will be an even greater tragedy to avert one side from it. Very well, the court shall grant the prosecution's request. That's okay with you, right, Chief Gunt? Worthy, you will live to regret this. Mark my words. Miss Emma Sky, please take the stand. Looks like Edward has decided to take the horse by the reins. Oh, this is gonna be intense. Now then, witness, please say your name and occupation.
Oh, my name is Emma. Emma Sky. My occupation, I'm Lana's little sister. And I want to be a scientific investigator.
2 years ago, you encountered the serial killer Joe Dark of the Joe Dark killings. Is this correct?
Yes. I'm trying my hardest to forget about that, though.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to recall those events one more time. Mr. Edgeworth, please, remember this concerned the murder of Detective Goodman. It is an incident that was resolved 2 years ago. Really, all that relevant? Yes, it most certainly is. Well, okay then. You sure gave in fast. Now, please specify about what happened to you 2 years ago. Wow, we are literally now at the last part of this game. The trip to yesterday has finally begun. It's bound to lead to the truth behind his trial.
We I hope Hajime and Esqualeto for Caleto is doing fine. 2 years ago. I was waiting in my sister's office that day.
Yesteryear. I'm so dumb.
A man came running in and took me hostage. Neil Marshall rescued me. But I will never forget what I saw in that instant. The man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest.
It doesn't look like chest. He said that? Oh my god, I need to review that. Because that sounds hilarious. Also, no wonder why you will be excited. It was your first big stream, and it actually was really good. I really love it. It's a good thing you were not harmed.
I passed out. I don't remember much.
Sorry. Yeah, it was. You're really good at Mario Papelero. That's understandable. However, please tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, what does this testimony have to do with the Detective Guzman murder? That will soon become apparent, Your Honor. You've got to admire him for his courage, considering he has no evidence. Very well, the defense might begin his cross-examination. 2 years ago. I was waiting in my sister's office that day. A man came running in and took me hostage. Neil Marshall rescued me. I will never forget what I saw in that incident.
Can you tell us about that? Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark just then. The lights went out.
The lights?
It was just about the time of the About that, it was just about this time of the year. There was a terrible storm going on, and lightning struck nearby. So the electricity went out.
Wait a minute. If it was pitch dark in that room, you shouldn't have been able to see anything, right?
Right, but just then, lightning flashed again outside. That sudden flash left an unforgettable image of the scene in my mind.
I see.
I told the detective about what I saw then. Detective? Yes, Detective Goodman. He was in charge of the case. Detective Bruce Goodman, the victim. So you spoke with Detective Goodman about this 2 years ago? But yeah, it really was. I had a lot of fun with that stream, even if I was not talking too much. Yes, that was so scary about this trial. And you told Detective Goodman about what you saw. Yes, but at the time the words just will not come out. That's why I drew a picture. A picture? Yes, I think she mentioned that before.
Well, Mr. Wright, how you heard enough?
Ask about the picture. This picture the witness drew. Hey, no problem. Glad I was able to help. I believe it has a very important meaning. But the list of evidence I was given 2 years ago didn't contain a picture.
Witness, would you mind if we added this statement to your testimony?
Yes, Your Honor. I drew a picture of the scene once, but it seems to have been lost. I think not. Zoom in. Well, that doesn't help. Zoom out. Oh shit, it's there! A picture is drawn on the back of the evidence, list in magic marker. I got a very bad feeling about this. Objection! Mr. Edgeworth. Rare. The little girl put all her heart into drawing her picture. And yet you will insist on denying its existence?
Hey, I'm not the bad guy.
All I'm saying is that it's the prosecutors for that case. I was not handed such a picture. That might well be, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Behold!
This is the evidence list for the SL9 incident.
Please turn it over, Your Honor.
Turn it over? Turn it... Oh! What's this?
Yes, what is that? Hey! That's it! That's the picture I drew!
Ooh! Indeed, two men appear to be wrestling here.
What's the meaning of this? What are you doing with that list? Me? Only the investigator in charge will have access to that list.
Oh? These lists, they are different from each other.
What?
It would appear, Mr. Edgeworth, that the evidence list you were handed 2 years ago was incomplete. These two lists fit together to form one. You can see the mark here where they're torn apart from each other.
So, you see, Mr. Edgeworth? It's quite obvious what happened. 2 years ago, only half of the evidence in the case ever reached you.
What? Order! Order! But, Miss Sky, why did you throw your picture on the back of such an important list?
Because that's what Detective Goodman handed me in the questioning room, Your Honor. Wait a minute. If this list was torn in half, then that means... Your Honor?
Are you right, Mr. Wright? Your eyes are bulging from your head.
What? Do you think I'm the sock? Okay. If the evidence list was torn in half, then there might be more of the drawing of the back of Mr. Edgeworth's list.
Yes, that's quite conceivable, Mr. Edgeworth.
It's possible. Let's see.
Is something wrong?
We even have to ask. Sorry, Your Honor. There is indeed something drawn on the back of my list. Is that thing?
That's a thing? That thing was dancing in the evidence room.
Clearly, this act of vandalism is the work of certain chief detective. I guess he was Sauros' paper.
Very well, witness. Would you please testify about this picture you drew 2 years ago?
Huh? Oh, yes, sir, Your Honor. What's wrong with Emma? She seemed to be thinking about something when she was looking at that picture. This is the picture I drew 2 years ago. The flash of lightning was so bright all I could see were shadows. After that, I must have fainted. This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant.
To take a flash of lightning could burn such an image in your mind.
Let me check the list. Okay. That's the weirdest picture I ever seen. So that's the entire picture. What? Thanks to that, she was able to show us exactly what she saw.
Well, I don't see any contradictions here. This really shows Joe Dark about murder prosecutor near Marshall. The defense may now begin its cross-examination.
There is something wrong with the picture. This is the picture I did 2 years ago. Okay. The flash of lightning was so bright all I could see was shadows. For that, I must have fainted. This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant. In the back, a picture of the heart and lung.
Objection!
Protesto! I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this picture, the witness drew, contains a blatant contradiction. What? But I still remember it just like it was yesterday.
No, you don't.
You are a forgetful lady.
Mr. Wright! Perhaps it will be faster if you simply pointed out this contradiction for us. What part of this picture contradicts the autopsy report?
Oh fuck, I think... the knife. The contradiction of course is here. Take a look at the knife the man is holding. If you look closely, you can see its tip is broken.
Even I don't have to look closely to see that, Mr. Wright.
But Mr. Wright, look at the evidence. See, the murder weapon, its tip is broken too.
If I recall, the tip of the knife was found broken off in the victim's body. It was a conclusive piece of evidence that proved Joe Dark was the murderer.
No, really? If we think about that a little bit more, technically it was not that the murder weapon. They did that after the murder, but not right there. I'm afraid it's not so simple, Emma.
Objection!
And where, pray tell, you could possibly see a problem? It's obvious, really. The victim suffered a single stab wound to the back. And in the picture, it's not even on the back, it's on the front, on the side. If the victim was only stabbed once, then the murder weapon should not yet be broken.
Oh! What's the meaning of this?
Perhaps the knife was broken beforehand. No.
Objection!
Sorry, but I'm afraid that's not possible. The tip of the knife was found inside the victim's body. If it was broken beforehand, it couldn't possibly went up there.
That's right. But what does the...
The tip of the knife was undeniable discovery in the victim's body. Yeah, but the blood stains are different.
If it was inside the victim's body, it won't be like this. The only possible explanation is that the witness memory is mistaken. That's why I asked her so many times if she was sure she remembered correctly. I believe you were annoyed at that time, but she was sure she remembered correctly. But there is no other way to explain this inconsistency. I do know one. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. There is another explanation. Had you forgotten already? About a little something called falsified evidence? You are treading on thin ice, right? All I'm saying is that this broken knife tip might be the piece of evidence that was forged. You can't deny the possibility. Having an object inside your body like that is gonna be soaking blood. Exactly!
Order! Order! Are you saying the investigation really was corrupted?
Your Honor, please allow me once again to go over the events that took place that day of the murder. The police department and the prosecutor's office were holding a ceremony that day. After receiving the King of Prosecutors Award, at the ceremony, Neil Marshall questioned Joe Dark along with Damon Gann. During his questioning, Joe Dark fled the room. Prosecutor Marshall chased after him and was killed by Dark. It is my belief that somewhere in this story, there is a lie. I'm not lying. The man really was holding up a broken knife. If that's true, then there is no other way around it. This could not have been the actual murder weapon. There must have been another broken knife.
What? The chances that there being two broken knives?
I know. Where is the other broken knife? Another broken knife is size Joe Dark's. Could there have been one? Yes. There is another. If the witness is this adamant about the accuracy of what she saw, it can just be explained away by a simple observation of error. Mr. Wright, in that instant, Emma really did see a broken knife.
Oh yes, you did. And you have some information about this other broken knife?
Of course I do.
If so, feel free to enlighten us.
The murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. There is only one way. Take a look at this. Here is the real murder weapon. Okay. This is the King of the Prosecutors trophy. In yesterday's stream, we saw that this is inspired on a Chinese fable about an impenetrable shield and a very, very pointy staff. But also we learned that they changed the Prosecutor's Trophy 2 years ago after something happened. And what did change on that trophy? That knife. That knife in that trophy was removed 2 years ago. Exactly 2 years when the incident happened. That means the answer lies in the past. 2 years in the past. Right here inside this picture. It's a picture of the awards that...
What is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
It's the broken murder weapon. Notice the awards Prosecutor Marshall is holding. That's a broken knife. As we earlier concluded, the knife in the drawing was not Joe Dark's knife. That being the case, the knife that witness saw was, in all likelihood, from this award.
Order! Order! Order!
Neil Marshall was accorded of the prosecutors that day. As an award, he was given this broken shield and knife. When he chased after Joe Dark, he pulled out his knife. Being a prosecutor, he did not carry a pistol. This broken knife was the only weapon he had in this dangerous situation.
But that can be.
Oh, and why not, Mr. Edgeworth? Because if the King of Prosecutors Award knife was the murder weapon, then the murder and the victim will be reversed. What do you mean?
I mean,
this man raising a knife will have been Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Oh!
But the prosecutor was the one who actually died.
That's true. What's going on here? It seems Mr. Wright has been a bit too eager to jump to conclusions. Wait! I remember now! I remember everything!
Witness!
Mr. Ashworth! What is it? Could you show me your evidence list again, please?
This list? The one with the picture scribbled on the back?
I knew it! This picture! I'm the one who drew it!
What? You drew that?
That's right! The list was torn in half at the time I drew this picture. All this time I've been trying so hard to forget. I must have locked this part away deep inside me.
Because it would be best if we added this to the witness testimony. Would you please tell us what you recall, Miss Sky?
Yes, Your Honor. First the knife mix-up, and now the blue badger. This should be interesting. When I saw that man raise his knife, I panicked and rushed over both of them. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. Just then, there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the blue badger. He was not in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow.
This certainly was unusual.
Try impossible. The chief of detectives had not even designed him until this year. That would mean he didn't even exist 2 years ago.
Yes, well, the defense by now begins cross-examination.
Stop, please! Don't pursue this any further.
Lana? What's the meaning of this? Please remain seated in the defendant's chair.
But you can't do this. I already confessed to the crime. Why can't you just leave it like that? You Prosecutor Sky. We already come this far. It's too late to turn back.
Silence! The defense will now begin cross-examination. Bailiff, please detain the defendant.
It seems we are finally getting to the core of the matter. Damn, this is going intense. When the man raised his knife, I panicked and rushed towards both of them. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. Just then there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the blue badger. He was not in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow.
Hold it!
His shadow? So you mean you didn't actually see his face with its winning smile and all? That's right, but I still remember him. He had 3 creepy horns. This is pointless. That thing could not have possibly existed 2 years ago. The witness must be mistaken. That might well be. But what's important is what caused her to think she saw what she did. And I suppose you have an explanation. So then, by all means, please tell us what this shadow really was. What was it Emma saw when the lightning flashed? Who is this blue badger? Okay. It says I have proof of that. I might just know. Oh fuck. The blue badger had not even been dreamed of when Emma drew this picture. Yes, she saw its shadow. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the defense belief that one of the fearful days 2 years ago, there indeed was something that looked similar to the blue badger. Something that is now sitting in this very room. Mr. Wright!
In this room? Very well, Mr. Wright. What is that witness saw in this instant? Please show off.
Okay. Not the attorney badge. Goodsman ID, no. Okay, these are not anymore. This doesn't exist yet. Goodman, Lana cell phone parking floors. Okay, let's go to 2 years. This is impossible, the screwdriver. Goodman lost item report. The rubber glove is impossible, that have been the thing. An unstable jar? Oh, wait. Huh? Oh my god!
Take that!
The mysterious blue badger was in fact this.
But what exactly is that?
I believe it's some sort of jar. Oh, Mr. Wright, that doesn't look anything like the blue badger. Indeed, it doesn't. As it stands now, it's just a plain jar. However, what if we were to change our viewpoint?
Or viewpoint?
I got to show them the correct angle to look at this from. Oh. Oh my god, I can do this too! I can rotate him like the calceto. Rotate left, rotate right. Oh, rotate. There we go.
Take that!
There it is. Well, is this a miracle or what? No one can possibly deny this jar resembles the blue badger.
No.
It can be! Yes, the blue badger is a jar!
Order! Order! The defense has proven its claim. The mysterious blue badger witness on the day of the crime was actually this.
Objection!
Although we all enjoy Mr. Wright's dramatic performance, one question remains. What's your point? What do you mean? So, the badger thing was actually just a jar. That doesn't change anything.
Objection!
I'm afraid that's where you are wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. You see, this changed everything.
Indeed.
Very well then, please tell us. What's different now that we know the witness of the jar? Probably the murder? Wait, hold on. The location, maybe? Allow me to make this in turn. At the moment of the murder, the witness saw this jar. At a very specific angle, at my add, right? Yes. Well, knowing this, where could she have seen this jar?
Where?
The location of the jar is shown in a picture taken on the day of the crime. It's on a shelf in the office of Damon's Can.
Objection!
But the body was found lying near Lana's disguise desk. The witness testifies so herself.
Yes. And it's these two facts that reveal what actually transpired. You see, the struggle between Dark and Marshall did not take place in Lana's Sky's office. It happened on the other side of the room, in Chief's Gan's office.
Objection!
Are you implying the murder moved to the victim's body? Oh fuck. I'm implying the body moves the body from Damon's Gan's office to Lana's Sky's office?
Yes.
Why would he do that? There is no reason.
Exactly. If there was not a reason, he would not have gone through that trouble. The only logical conclusion is that there was a reason.
Do you know what the reason was, Mr. Wright?
I finally figured it out. So this is why Lana tried to stop the trial. It's too late to quit now, though. Please recall the witness testimony. She says she knocked away the man who was holding up the knife. In the next instant, the jar was hit and flew through the air. Now tell me, what could have sent the jar flying?
That will have to have been the impact the man made when he was knocked into the wall.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I might draw your attention to this picture once more, If the man was knocked in the direction of the shelf the jar was sitting on, what would he have hit?
Ah! The suit of armor, holding a very sharp and dangerous-looking sword.
Yes. And since the man who was knocked into the armor was carrying a broken knife, it had to have been Neil Marshall wielding the knife of Prosecutor Stuff. So,
Mr. Wright,
you can't be thinking. Yes, there is another possibility of what actually transpired in that room.
Another possibility?
Of course, the perpetrator will have no idea, but nevertheless.
I don't know if I can go through with this. Mr. Wright, what's the matter?
If events took place as the defense theorized, then the outcome is obvious. In that moment, assuming that Emma Sky knocked away was actually Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Yes. Exactly. She accidentally killed Neil Marshall. You mean Mr. Marshall died because of me? Yes. There is no other choice, sadly. Oh, she died. I never imagined her testimony would lead to this.
So it was the witness who took the victim's life, and then proved so with her own testimony. This so unprecedented.
What? What are you saying? I'm sorry, Miss Sky, but given the circumstances, you're the murder prosecutor, Marshall. How can you think it was Emma? How did you try to pin the crime on her? Imagine that, coming from you. If you recall, it was you who admitted the forging evidence 2 years ago. The reason you moved the prosecutor Marshall's body was to keep anyone else from finding out what Emma did, wasn't it? I assure you, Mr. Edward, I have no idea what you're talking about. You hope to have anyone believe your insane allegations. I'm afraid you are going to have proof. Tell me, do you have any conclusive evidence that proves my sister killed Neil Marshall? Evidence? I'm willing to bet you don't.
Yes, it certainly will be difficult to prove this with evidence.
If we don't have evidence, we will have to rely on testimony. I'm afraid that won't work in this case. What part is involved in the incident or death? We certainly can't get dead people to testify. I mean, I got Booster. This has all been a wild goose chase from the beginning. Oh, this is going crazy. Touché, Miss Sky. Of course, that only leaves us with one possibility. You mean there is still another possibility?
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
I mean, the possibility that the victim has left us a message. For better or worse, Mr. Marshall did not die either. He might have left behind the name of the person who took his life. In one manner or another, that's impossible.
Well, Mr. Wright, it's the only possibility left to you. A message from the deceased. Does such a message exist?
I got to think, yeah, there is one actually. There is one message from the deceased. The real murderer's name that the victim might have left behind. It's in the evidence. This message from the deceased is already in our possession. Mr. Wright, will you stop at nothing to prove my sister a murderer? No. I will prove she is a murderer. And I will find her guilty of charges. Okay, no, that sounds extremely valuable. Our purpose is not to accuse Emma of any crime. There is only one thing we seek. The truth. No matter how painful it might be.
Now then, Mr. Wright, please show us a piece of evidence that conveys the message of the deceased.
The jar. This is the message left by the deceased.
This is that blue badger from before, right?
Oh, is he going to just speak the killer's name? If that thing could, I'm sure it will. Looks like everyone's forgotten this is just a jar. A message was left here, on the surface of this jar.
What do you mean?
If you look closely, you can see a faint trail of blood on this jar.
It looks like someone wiped blood away.
Yes, but notice, for some reason the blood on some of the fragments was not wiped away.
Yes, there is a line here drawn in blood.
So what you are saying is that these dots were once lines. Prosecutor Marshall did not die instantly. He used the few precious moments left in him to leave behind a message.
On that someone apparently wiped away.
But blood must have
Except the jar where the lines change direction.
precisely, so all we need to do is connect these points, and the victim message will become apparent.
No. Mr. Wright, what kind of message did the victim give us?
Your Honor, I believe these blood stains will reveal to us the answer. I got to connect these dots. There is only one thing the victim will have written given the circumstances. His murder name. So that means this, 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 this. There we go.
Take that!
It's a defense attorney's duty to prove their client's innocence. That's why all I've been thinking about is saving Lana. After all my efforts, I never thought I would turn out like this. Emma.
So this is the final message Prosecutor Marshall left behind?
Mm-hmm.
Of all people, she might not have meant it, but in the end, the one who took the victim's life
Was Emma Sky.
Hey, Worthy, can't say I didn't warn you.
Chief Gunn.
Do you understand the implications of what you've done?
Don't go with your awkward silence again, please. What?
Sorry, I got a second.
What are you talking about?
2 years ago, Joe Dark was sentenced to death. He was convicted because of his final murder. I believe you were the prosecutor in that case, were you not? Guess Worthy. Because of you, an innocent man was sentenced to death. Not only that, but you used forged evidence to ensure his conviction.
Objection!
But Joe Dark really was a serial murderer. That's undeniable.
I'm afraid that's not important. Didn't you know we are no defenders of justice?
What?
We are merely keepers of the law. Sentencing a man to death is no light matter. Even if there was not any cover-up or evidence forgery, ultimately the responsibility falls on the prosecutor in charge.
He's literally trying to blame that on Edgeworth.
Despite what anyone might say, this fact cannot be denied.
Oh, yeah, he's trying to pin the crime on Edgeworth. This asshole.
Order! 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 Order!
The gavel pounding fell on deaf ears. Unable to settle the crowd, the judge declared a recess. Where this trial is headed, no one knows. No one knows. Okay, this is it, guys. This is the last part of this game. The final trial. Or maybe... No, it's continue. There we go. Oh boy. Sorry, Edgeworth. I didn't mean to get you in trouble.
Don't worry about it.
It's my problem, not yours.
Am I not interrupting anything, Pauls? Yes, I am. I'll come back later.
No, don't go! Wait, is that the gunshot? What is it?
You got a lot of there, Paul, making a attention run on the wrong while on duty.
On top of it, you called me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. Wait, this is just a repeat of what happened with Lana. Escort, did you say eat something? I take it Lana's having your run errands again.
Let me tell you this. This is the last time, Paul.
Here, she asked me to give this to you if there was a break in today's trial. Evidence law. Ezra was talking about this just the other day.
You will know the two rules of the evidence law. Rule number 1.
No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. Is that right? Is it right?
I think so. The chief prosecutor also wanted me to give you a message.
A message?
He said, if you are planning to take him on, you are going to need this book.
Him?
I guess I will need to give this book a read.
Evidence law.
Doesn't look like that book.
That buckle do you any good now, though. Rules for submitting evidence. Rule number 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. For registered evidence presented must be relevant to the case. Okay. Oh my god, it's a chicken! It's a polletto! Pollo!
All that now is the chief prosecutor's sentence.
That's where you are wrong, detective.
Huh?
Haven't you figured it out yet? Why am I still sitting in that prosecutor's seat? Despite all of these allegations being thrown at me.
Mr. Edgeworth.
The trial today has not begun yet.
What else is there left to do?
Forcaleta!
Your credibility was all but ruined with the false evidence you were unaware of. And the Sky found out she's unwittingly caused a man's death. And now you are telling me you want to do more? You gotta be kidding me, Paul.
You're missing the point, detective. Lana didn't murder the Goodman. She merely stuck a knife into his dead body. That means the real killer is still out there.
What?
And we are going to expose him. No matter what it takes. This case has hurt too many people. It's time to bring it to an end.
Court will recommence for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes, Your Honor?
The inquiry committee is planning to impose harsh penalties for your actions.
Thank you for the news, Your Honor.
Yes, well, normally this is where the prosecution calls for a witness. But, it's not easy to say. You see, there is some concern that you, Mr. Edgeworth, may have
struck a bargain. You think I might have manipulated a witness?
I didn't say that. It's just, you see, everyone has been talking and...
Very well, Your Honor. I have a solution.
A solution?
That being the case, the prosecution will allow the defense to call for all further witnesses.
What? But there is no precedent for what you are proposing.
Undeniably, it is an unusual arrangement, but a very effective. It will prove that I have not struck any deals with the witnesses.
Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say?
Unbelievable. Edgeworth has found a way to continue the trial. Very well. The defense accepts the prosecution proposal.
Then it's settled. Then, the defense might now call for the next witness, Mr. Wright.
You do realize this is your last chance. If you call the wrong witness, this trial is good as over. The defense calls. Time has finally come to bring out the real murder.
Take that!
Damon Gant. The defense calls Damon Gant to the stand.
Damon Gant? What does that have to do with anything?
As the defendant's partner 2 years ago, Mr. Gant has first-hand knowledge of the crime. I think we should hear what he has to say about. As luck will have it, he should still be in the courthouse. He will also be the last likely to have been manipulated by me in any way. Won't you agree, Your Honor?
True. All right. Bailiff, please escort Mr. Gant to the stand.
Witness, please state your name and occupation. What is this? Some kind of practical joke? I was just on my way to lunch. Your name and occupation, sir. Morty, are you sure you want to do this? Your name and occupation. So, you want to play hardball, eh?
Please, Mr. Gant.
Fine. My name is Damon Gunn. I'm the acting chief of police. Now then, Chief Gant. The court requests to hear your testimony. All right, dog. What's the green face? First, let's clear up this SL9 incident. Oh, you mean the time when Lana's sister murdered that prosecutor? Personally, I think it has been made pretty clear already. There are still some things unaccounted. Oh, like what? Like the role you played in all of this. Son, either you are brave or very foolish. You are aware, of course, that a police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal? Weapons? Sure, take my testimony, for example. I don't have to give it if I don't want to. What? Is that true?
I'm afraid so. The chief of police has the right to refuse to testify.
Of course, such an action carries with it certain risks. Don't worry, I'm not here to hinder your trial. Just remember, if this turns to be a big waste of time, don't say I didn't warn you.
Very well. The witness might now begin his testimony.
Oh God, is that gonna be a tough guy to break. As I recall, Ned and I were questioning him that day. To make a long story short, we slipped up. That power outage didn't help either. When I went to my office, I found Lana there. Apparently, she had already arranged the crime scene. So, you can see I had nothing to do with the forgery.
Is that when Dark was arrested?
Yep. He was laying on the floor unconscious. When Emma said nail flying, it seems Dark bumped his head.
I see. Everything seems pretty clear cut.
If the police chief has the right to refuse to testify, then I better hit him hard and fast. Okay, there is something that I don't like about your testimony. I had nothing to do with forgery. Yes, you do have to do with forgery. Jarra!
Objection!
You claim you had nothing to do with the forgery. But then I find there is a claim you cannot back up. Explain yourself. Several pieces of evidence were found in your office. Take this jar, for example.
That's the blue badger you showed us earlier.
A piece of this jar was discovered in your safe. Not only that, but the evidence list I presented earlier was actually found inside your desk.
It was found where?
You see, Chief Gant, these articles of evidence uncovered in your office are both concrete proof that you also played a part in the illegal investigation. Don't go with uncomfortable silence, please.
Chief Gant, what's the meaning of this?
Oh, there's a defense attorney who may even rival Worthy. Oh, you admit to it then, that you were involved in the forgery. Who, me? Or do you mean you?
Me? Why would I have anything to do with that?
Well, you were the one who snuck into my office when you found this evidence. Prosecutors are not the only ones capable of forging evidence, you know. Defense attorneys can do so too. Isn't that right, Rexo? However, the Deticonshu was present during the investigation. Worthy, my boy. Not even detectives are exempt from the law. Rest assured, Dick will receive his due punishment. What? If the conscious salary drops any further, he will end up paying to work.
Yes, well, in light of the detective's presence, please give us your testimony regarding this piece of evidence found in your office and the relation to the forgery that took place to the crime scene.
My. Kids these days no longer know how to put 2 and 2 together.
Each motherfucking asshole.
Let's see, what was it now? A jar for Ahmed and a list? For all I know, you could have planted them in my office. Anyway, you can't prove when those pieces of evidence were discovered. If they were found after Dars was convicted, then they are worthless. There is no reason I participate in a forgery. Rearranging the crime scene will not help me out in any way.
Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor?
When investigating the crime scene, you should have been more careful to observe protocol.
You do understand that I am the chief of police, right? There will be consequences.
Oh.
Indeed, I believe I will press charges, so you won't make the same mistake again.
I apologize, Chief, but would you mind waiting until tomorrow for that? Today is, well, you know.
Alright, OG. In return, though...
I know. That place, right?
Huh? Was that these guys telepathic?
Evidence and forgery.
For all I know, you could have planted them in my house.
So, okay, let's try to think. Anyway, you cannot prove when those pieces of evidence were discovered. If they were found after Drake was convicted, then they are worthless. There is no reason I participate in a forgery. Arranging the crime scene will not help me out in any way. Actually, it will do. Why is not the one who murdered Prosecutor Marshall 2 years ago? Yeah, I know he played a part in the forgery. That can only means someone asked him to be an accomplice. Someone got someone accomplice. That sounds unlikely. For all I know, you could have planted them in my office.
Hold it!
I appreciate you to stop making these ridiculous allegations.
Yes, you have a point. You will not have the guts to do something like that.
What? I'll have you know, back in the day I once broke into a cattle ranch and tipped.
Mr. Wright, what are you saying?
Anyway, you can't prove you didn't carry in the evidence, can you? If you have proved the contrary, you are going to need it later. Later?
What are you talking about?
What else? I'm talking about when Wright brains are found. Yes. If they are found inside my safe, that they will prove his investigation was illegal.
I never faced anyone as slimy as this guy. You cannot prove when those pieces of evidence were discovered.
Hold it!
What do you mean by that?
It's all purely hypothetically, of course. But suppose I did place those items in my safe. Such an act wouldn't necessarily constitute forgery.
If concealing evidence found at the crime scene is not forgery,
I know truth speaking yet, I know. It all depends on when the evidence was discovered. If they were found after Dark was convicted, then they are worthless.
are you saying these jar fragments wasn't discovered in the initial investigation?
It will appear not, after all, it was not listed in the evidence list. For all we know, it could have suddenly materialized the day after Dark was sentenced.
Oh, and wouldn't that be convenient? Right. The chief is talking about a possibility, so long as you cannot rule that out. Your remarks, however, clever they might be, will only succeed in wasting time.
Something I don't know. Come on, Righto, think about it. There is no reason I participate in forgery.
Okie dokie,
How can you take me? How can you look me in the eye and say that? Because I made us say. Remember? Who was it? The murder, Neil?
I'm not sure I care for the word murder here. Putting that end of the person responsible for Marshall's unfortunate demise was in the sky.
Well, now do you see? Rearranging the crime scene will not help me in any way. Really, Chief Gant? At the very least, there is one very large benefit you reap from all this. Oh, I was not aware. What is this benefit? That will of course be the position you have, Chief of Police. Oh! The resolution of the SL9 incident secured your promotion to Chief. That in itself is sufficient motive. Ho 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 ho! That's a good one. Huh? Do you really think I'm that incompetent? What do you mean? Even without that case, I was already in the line to become the next chief. The solution on SL9 only sped out the inevitable a little. Is that true, Edward? Yes. He was going to be made chief anyway. What? Be careful when pointing that finger, or you might wind up being the one pointed at. So that means there is only one possible motivation for you to commit murder. If you didn't do it for yourself, then you did it for someone else. Don't be silly, Worthy. You know me better than that. There are only 3 people I look out for. Me, myself, and I. You are just like Maximus on that situation. He only cares about himself. There. It's out in the open now. Oh gee, would you mind if I change my testimony a little?
By all means, please do.
I will not be anyone's accomplice if there was nothing in it for me.
Hold it!
Oh, but what if? Nothing in it for you? Sorry, but the only person I care about is yours truly. That girl, Anna's little sister, was it? If you think I feel sorry for her, you better think again. You're right. You don't feel sorry for anyone. Be tough on crime and tough on people. That's how I was raised. Another Maximus-looking guy. You seem to be lax enough on yourself, though. Oh, that's a good one, Worthy. Well, here have been something I mean. I can point out an accomplice, maybe. Probably, yes. He had an accomplice. True, you might not help out anyone for this sake. But if it will benefit you, you might decide to assist someone.
Mr. Wright, it appears you are possibly determined to portray the chief as a nice man who likes to lend people a hand.
That's not what I mean.
Very well then, who is this person you believe that Chief Gant might be held to forge evidence?
Take that!
Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky, the defendant?
I believe it's quite obvious, in light of the circumstances. Oh, I'm sorry. Sky fell victim to an unfortunate series of events. Who will want to help her more than her own sister, Lana? And as for Chief Gant, he will also have a reason to help Lana if she asks him to. The reason, of course, is self-profit.
Self-profit? What do you mean?
After the SL9 incident was resolved, Lana Sky was appointed Chief Prosecutor at the Prosecutor's Office. The person who arranged this job change was you, Chief Gant. What do you have to say now?
But how will he profit from all this?
We'll be able to use the Chief Prosecutor as his puppet. Essentially, he will acquire unchecked authority over all investigation.
Do you mean to tell me that despite the Chief's formidable appearance, he plays with puppets?
You are stupid.
Oh, wait! You must mean puppet as in someone forced to do his bidding. Never mind.
Admit it, Chief. You assisted Lana Sky in forging evidence. Your motive to appoint her as Chief Prosecutor so you could control her.
Righto, my boy, you have quite an imagination. Let me ask you something.
What?
Do you have any proof of this? That I controlled Lana? For example, is Lana testifying that I've done such a thing?
Lana, she's keeping quiet to protect Emma. There is no way she testified against Grant.
I'm afraid we don't have any proof this song amount of nothing more than mere conjecture. Unless...
That is also what happened in this incident.
This incident? Which one will that be?
Of course, I'm talking about the body of Detective Goodman. The chief prosecutor has been acting strange throughout this entire trial. Almost as if someone has been controlling her.
Morty, you better watch your tongue. I will not want you to get hurt.
Just what do you mean? What he means, Your Honor, is that Chief Gunn is involved in the murder of Detective Goodman. Not only that, but Chief is now making Lana take the rap to cover up his involvement.
What? What? Order! 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 I say order! Mr. Wright, you can't be serious.
Huh?
This is an affront to the highest ranking officer in a law enforcement agency. To accuse the chief police of blackmail and murder. It's impossible.
Your Honor, I was barely reiterating what we said was said in easier to understand language.
It's too late, Mr. Wright.
There is no turning back for us now. It looks like he's the one who decided to go through this with this.
Can you prove this, Mr. Wright? That the chief is high-ranking officer of the law is involved in this murder?
Question. Of course I can. Regardless of his rank or title, Chief Gunn is just a man. The question is he a criminal? I believe that evidence will tell.
I see. All right then. Let's see that. Let's see what Mr. Wright got, and it better be good. Show us the evidence that the chief gun into the murder of Detective Goodman. This is the ID list.
Yeah, the one that shows who entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. There was one ID on the list. We could not determine the owner of yesterday. 7777777.
Sorry, but there is no way you can prove that's my card number.
It's your number.
What? How do you know that?
The safe in Chief's Gun office requires a code to open. A 7-digit code.
7 digits? You don't mean?
I'm afraid so, Your Honor. The code was 7777777. The same as the remaining ID card number on the list. Chief Gunn, you entered the evidence room on the day of the crime.
Order! Order! Chief Gunn, what do you have to say?
Nothing. The defense search of my office was in violation of regulation. And I will demand Mr. White be punished to the maximum extent of the law. For right now, this court demands an explanation from you about the use of this ID card.
Chief Gunn, so you admit it. You entered the evidence room on the day of the crime.
What about it? I'm chief of police. Whether is the evidence room or the bathroom? What is the difference? I can go anywhere I want. Tell me, when you entered the room, were you alone? I always go to the bathroom alone, as I do with the evidence room. Detective Goodman will not have happened to be with you on that day, will he?
Of course not. Why will he be? I have not seen him in days.
You have not seen him in days? Chief Gunn? I'm afraid you just undone yourself. On that day, you had to have met with Detective Goodman.
What do you mean? His trial purpose is to determine this guy's guilt.
No, it's not, Your Honor. His trial purpose is to determine the truth. If Chief Gunn met the victim on the day of the crime, then we need to determine one thing. What transpired during that meeting?
In that case, Mr. Wright, I'm going to have to ask you for evidence. Show us proof that the victim went to meet Chief Gunn on the day of the crime.
I do have proof. Detective Goodman lost his ID card on the day of the crime. Or to be more accurate, Jake Marshall stole it. So Detective Goodman filled out a lost item report. You'll have to give that report to the Chief of Police.
Yet you are in possession of the report,
Which means you can't be assured if he filled it.
if he filed it.
He filed it. How do I know, you ask? Because he needed to enter the evidence room that day.
He needed to.
Yes, to transfer the evidence out.
Oh!
Detective Goodman took the form to you, Chief Gant. Then, you accompanied the detective to the evidence room.
I accompanied him?
There is no other way the murderer and Detective Goodman could have entered the room.
Hold on, let me guess what you are going to say next. I, the Chief of Police, murdered poor Goodman.
Exactly.
But wait, the Chief didn't necessarily need to accompany him to the evidence room. He could have just lent him his ID card. Yes. Now that you mention it, I believe I might have done something of the sort.
Sorry, but that's not possible. According to the record, your card was only used once. Yeah, you showed us your ID card earlier. If you had really lent it to Detective Goodman, it would have been found on his body.
No! Chief Gant, you didn't.
The murder was most likely a spur of the moment crime for no one in the right hand, on the right mind. We'll choose the police department as a place to commit murder. After the murder, you contacted Lana at the prosecutor's office. Why? To dispose of Detective Goodman's body, of course.
You are forgetting, Mr. Wright.
That the victim's body was discovered in the prosecutor's office parking lot. How did he manage to move it there?
I was at the police department the entire day, you know.
And everyone's aware that Lana stayed at the prosecutor's office after the ceremony. Everyone except me, it seems. Still, you are the chief of police. You have an entire police force at your disposal.
Oh, so you think I just ordered an officer to do it? Hey, you, take this here dead body over to the prosecutor's office. I don't think so.
Chief Gunn, you left all the evidence we needed to prove how you moved the body to the prosecutor's office. And all this time I thought it was useless clue just taking up space.
Uncle the chief had moved the body. Mr. Wright, show us this evidence.
To move the victim's body, Chief Gunn used this. A screwdriver. This is how you move the Detective Goodman body. With a screwdriver.
What's that? A screwdriver? But what does he have to do with this case?
Of course. He disjointed his limbs like a mannequin and then put it back apart. Oh my god. Porcaleto! Welcome back. Okay, no, that will be hilarious. Mr. Edgeworth, think back to the day of the crime. What is this screwdriver doing here? It's here because... I was asked to go by Chief Gant, no less. He told me he wanted me to keep in here the prosecutor's office. In any case, on the day of the stabbing, I broke this back here.
After the ceremony ended that day,
I didn't plan to return to the prosecutor's office. But you did, because Chief Gant asked you to do.
You mean I...
The body was found in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. I think it's obvious what happened. The body was moved by the car.
Detective Goodman's body was carried in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car?
Yes. Unless, of course, you have another explanation, Chief. Why else would you have asked Mr. Edgeworth to transport evidence from a closed case? There is only one possible explanation. To transport the body to your accomplice, Mrs. Lana Sky.
Order, order, order! What's going on here? Is there no room for rebuttal to defense outrageous accusations?
Think back to the photograph Mrs. Stark took at the prosecutor's office. This was not a photo of the body getting stuffed in the trunk to be taken away. It was exactly the opposite. It's a photo of the body being taken from my trunk.
Chief Gunn, please say something.
I believe. Your time's up.
My time's up.
Sorry, Wright, but I'm having lunch with the District Attorney General after this. We have to get going if we are going to make it in time for the early bird special. But the examination is not finished yet. Remember what I told you earlier? A police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal.
Weapons?
Like the right to refuse to testify. I'm invoking that right now.
What? It's not a right to be casually invoked. There are certain risks to be considered.
So you are going to just run away after all this? Run away? Don't make me laugh, Worthy. I stab all good men, that's what you are saying, right? But if you had any conclusive evidence, you would have presented it by now. Well, You think I had Lana dispose of the body? If so, then show your proof and get it over with.
I'll say it again, Mr. Wright. Davon Gunn is the current chief of the police. This court will not tolerate any accusation against him without concrete proof. But, Mr. Wright, Your Honor, do you have any concrete proof? Proof that Chief Gunn murdered Detective Goodman and made Mrs. Sky dispose of his body?
Fuck, I think I don't. It's no use showing evidence, I'm not even sure of myself. No, Your Honor. At present, I have no conclusive evidence.
COG? In that case, this court is forced to penalize you for your allegation against the chief.
What?
Here's a tip. Never gamble what you can't afford to lose, right, Oak? It seems that Lady Luck was on my side again today. Okay, OG, I'll leave the rest to you. I warned you earlier, Mr. Wright. This is an affront to a senior officer in our nation's law enforcement agency.
Lady Luck, maybe we should have a word with her.
Mr. Edgeworth, what do you mean?
There is one lady who knows the real truth behind this trial. We have not yet had the honor of hearing her testimony. A lady who knows the truth and not another witness? In the absence of conclusive evidence, the only other method of proof is testimony. But Chief Gunn has invoked his right to refuse to testify. There is still someone else, one more witness, who can answer all the questions. Raising this trial, someone right in this very room.
Mr. Edgeworth, who is this person?
Why are you asking me, Your Honor? Have you forgotten? The defense is the one calling witness today.
Mr. Wright, does such a witness exist?
She might not be willing to tell the truth, so we can just... Your Honor, the defense calls for it.
Take that!
The defendant? Miss Lana Sky?
She was in the underground parking lot at 5:15 p.m. on February 21. Her asked to dispose of the victim's body, in accordance with a certain someone orders.
Mr. Edgeworth?
The prosecution has no objection, Your Honor.
Very well, the court will now take its final recess for the day. In 15 minutes, we will recommence to hear the defense testimony. This court is now...
Huh?
Chief Gunn, I told you we're going to eat.
Listen good, Lana. He's talking to Lana. I don't think you need me to tell you this, but if you accept Mr. White's claim, there will be terrible consequences. That's right. Your sister will be found guilty for Neil Marshall's murder. It's not good. Of course, you never support such an outrageous claim anyway, right? Just something to think about. Alright then. I got a lunch date to meet. This motherfucking asshole.
Okay, if there are no any further objections, this court is now in recess.
Oh, this is gonna be horrible. Looks like we managed to stay in the game. Yeah, thanks to your help, Miss Edgeworth.
That chief is something else, eh, pals?
Detective Gumshoe!
I'm not a detective anymore.
Oh yeah, sorry about that.
Ah, don't worry, I already decided where to work now. At your office.
My office?
Sure. I'll take the place of that top-notch girl you used to work with.
What do you mean? Ah, yeah?
Still, look like we are all out of moves now. Chief's got done it again. How is that he always gets the upper hand?
It's not fair. He has the right to refuse to testify. Settle down, Wright. Remember what the judge said. That it's not right to be a casualty involved. There are certain risks. Risk? What did he mean by that? It's simple. If the chief refuses to testify, the opposite also falls through. You mean he forfeits his right to say anything to? Oh! Emma, are you okay? Yeah. When I came to, I was in the medical office. I've been listening to the trial from the gallery. So she heard everything that's been going on. Emma, I'm sorry for what I said before. No, don't be. It was the truth. You know, it's funny, I almost feel somehow relieved. Relieved? Yeah. Now I finally know what really happened. To think that all this time, my sister was being blackmailed by the terrible man. And she did all just to protect me. Ever since her appointment as chief prosecutor, everyone knows her, says she's changed. Perhaps it was easier that way for her?
What do you mean?
What do you think I mean to follow Chief Grant's orders? She must have shut herself up inside. To force herself to do anything and everything the Chief told her to do. That must be why she became so cold. It was all my fault. It's all because I murdered Mr. Marshall.
Hey, don't go blaming yourself now. If you want to blame anyone, blame society, Paul.
This man knows the right thing. Fuck society. Chief Grant might be able to fool everyone else with this forgery, but he can't fool my memory. I remember now. I know Mr. Marshall into that armor. I see.
Well, we better get back. It's time for the final act.
Emma, why don't you wait? No, I'm going with you. I want to be there when Lana tells the truth.
Let's go, Wright. It's time to end this.
Okay, this is the final act. Oh my god, so we are about to end this. We've been almost an hour and a half in this game. We're almost done with this. This is it.
Now then, will the defense Miss Lana Sky please take the stand?
Miss Lana Sky, you are the chief prosecutor. I'm sure you're aware of what is required of you. But Mr. Edgeworth, you already know everything. You know all that I have done these past 3 years.
Please provide the court with your testimony, Miss Sky. And remember, you are under oath. We want to hear the truth.
Of course, the truth. Lana, no matter what happens, I will always be your sister.
Now then, your testimony, if you will. First, tell us about your relationship with Chief Gant.
Everything hints on your testimony. You're the only chance we have to get Gant. I worked alongside Gant for years. There is no truth to this blackmail theory. I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. My only motivation was to get Wright convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma. It has everything to do with Emma.
Are you sure about this testimony?
Your Honor, I'm confessing to a capital offense. Of course I'm sure. But Lana!
If this is true, then that means Chief Gunn has nothing to do with this.
That's what I've been telling you from the beginning. Please, Mr. Wright, you gotta help her. But why is she telling the truth? She's not. I know my own sister. Whenever she speaks swiftly like that, she's hiding something inside. Deep down, she's really screaming in agony. Yeah, this is no time to start second-guessing myself.
The defense might now begin its cross-examination.
Shit. Okay, there is something that actually is curious. Neep, 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 neep. Why you rearrange everything? You said you did this all by yourself? Yes.
Would you mind telling us what you found when you arrived at the crime scene?
It seems I was the first person to discover the scene. The broken prosecutor award knife was stuck on the victim's body. What? The prosecutor marshal died from an unfortunate accident. That's only a situation you dreamed was possible. Oh, she's hiding that scene. The reality is, it was not my sister who took the prosecutor's life. Fantasize all you want, Mr. Wright, but I will never change this thing.
You mean Prosecutor Marshall wound up being killed by Dart?
Something like that.
If that is so, what happened to the other murder weapon?
Dart was carrying a switchblade knife. Oh? That was lying on the floor a little distance away. It was probably knocked away in the struggle. That's not how it went down. She's trying to cover up her lies with more lies. All just to protect me.
So, when you found a scene like this, what did you do? After all, this is what everything boils down to.
Yes. I broke off the tip of Dark's knife, planted it inside the wound, then moved the body.
Hold it!
You planted the tip of Dark's knife? And when you moved the body? But why? Why would you do that?
You of all people should know it. You already had a good head on your shoulders. My hair's not that bad, but maybe I asked for the sake of things. Why did you move the body? When you showed up on the scene, where exactly was the victim's body? It was where you deduced. It was by Chief Gunn's desk.
But the body was found by your desk.
Why did you move it there? The reason for that is simple.
Let's have the witness explain this in more detail. The reason Miss Sky moved the body.
The piece of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan. Okay, so the jar. You mean this shit? Oh, because of the name! Miss Sky, I understand how you feel. You committed a crime 2 years ago to protect your sister.
You mean the forgery at the scene where Neil Marshall was murdered?
If that truth were to be exposed now, the past 2 years of your life would have been in vain. Even so, I am compelled to bring to everyone's attention a significant contradictory in your testimony. A contradiction in my testimony? You testified, and I quote, "The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan." That's right.
Do you have a problem with that?
It's a simple oversight, really. Do you see a message was written on this jar with the victim's body? Yes, the prosecutor must have written in this final moment. Exactly, so... And this is where the contradiction lies. In order for the victim to be able to write this message on this jar, it must not have been broken before he died. Huh? He could not have written Emma's name on a shattered jar.
Order!
Your Honor, it will appear more information is needed in regard of this jar and its bloody message. We might be missing something critical here. Something critical? Chief Prosecutor, it seems you are as in the dark as we are about the truth towards which we are headed. What? Just tell us exactly what you saw. We will piece together the information to arrive at the truth.
Very well. The witness may now continue her testimony.
Jar and message in blocks. I immediately noticed the blood traces on this jar. But it was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered. But you failed.
You mean you were the one who wiped away the message in blood?
I was not chief prosecutor at the time. She didn't think Dark was the real murderer. That's why she tried to erase the real evidence.
Very well. The defense may now begin cross-examination.
But you were not able to clean from all of the pieces. All I could think was wiping them clean before they were discovered. Yes, wiping them clean. No, wait. The fragments were so large, I'm sure I got them all. You don't got them. I was about 2% on the other one because one of the pieces was not clean, but it's because she didn't got them all. I almost fucked that up so bad. Miss Kai, I believe the jar conceals a truth even you were unaware of. What? We found the final piece of this jar in the chief's gun safe. In the chief's safe? But how? I knew it. She really didn't know. There's something even more disturbing about the final piece. There was still blood on it.
But the witness just testified that she gathered every last piece and wiped the blood of them.
Yes. Would leave us with only one explanation. On the night prosecutor Marshall was murdered, you were not the first one to show up on the scene. Chief Gunn got there before you.
But couldn't the defendant have simply missed a piece?
I'm afraid that's unlikely. The pieces are too big for anyone to miss, let alone an ace detective.
That might well be, but everyone made mistakes even once. I wasted an entire day looking for my
Had you forgotten, Your Honor? When the witness arrived at the scene, the jar was already broken.
Oh, that!
There is no way a name could have been written on a shattered jar. Another person discovered the sign prior to the witness.
I heard you are not implying this person Chief Gunn at the time he was looking for Dark downstairs. Besides, even if he was there first, why would he break the jar?
The question is, if he did arrive there first, why did he hide the fact for 2 years? Well, Your Honor, can you answer us that? Yay, we broke the judge.
Wait, I'm not the one on trial here.
Damon Gunn arrived at the crime scene prior to the witness. He proceeded to break the jar. And purposefully hide one of the broken pieces. Question: What is this action called? Fabrication of evidence.
But why would Chief Gunn do that?
In light of what happened afterwards, isn't it clear?
What happened afterward?
Discovering the scene, Lana Sky believed her sister Emma killed the victim. Determined to help her sister, she sought Gunn's aid. Lending her his aid, Gunn helped her create evidence to incriminate Dark. Sparing Emma, and therein lies the reason. The reason why Miss Sky became the chief's puppet. No, I did it on my own. Please, sis, stop trying to protect the chief. I can't watch you suffer anymore for my sake. No, you didn't. It wasn't you, Emma. You didn't kill anyone. Don't believe anything Mr. Wright says. Defense attorneys make up their most foul lies to defend their clients. Foul lies? Imagine that coming from my own client.
I guess you seem the type who likes to twist the truth.
Wait a minute. What if we're still smack dab in the middle of Gunn's trap?
Is something wrong, Mr. Wright?
Lana might be right after all.
What do you mean, Wright?
So, you do tell foul lies then, Mr. Wright? Miss Sky, please testify once more. But if evidence was fabricated behind your back, Then Emma's accidental killing at Prosecutor's Marshal might also be a lie. But I do remember knocking over Marshal. Miss Sky, if you will. I can't. There is nothing to be afraid of, anyone. This cross-examination might not change a thing. However, there is a possibility that it will if you tell the truth. Very well. I will testify about what I really saw.
All right. The witness might testify once more for the final time.
Okay, now let's think about that. When I arrived, I found Mr. Marshall's body impaled on that suit of armor sword. Emma and Dark were lying unconscious on the floor nearby. When I saw what happened, I thought she did it. That's why I erased all the evidence and linked her to the murder. I had Chief Gans help me remove the body from the sword and carry it. But if it really was a fabrication, Emma might be innocent.
Unbelievable! The body was impaled on the armor sword?
You were the only one who saw that. If only you had proof. Actually, I do have proof. I gave it to Mr. Wright just this morning. What? To me? It's a picture I took of the crime scene as I encountered it. I thought it might be needed. But I don't remember receiving a picture like that. Lana must have known. See, Mr. Wright, she really does have faith in you.
Very well, Mr. Wright.
I don't remember receiving any picture from Lana. Lana said she gave it to you this morning, right? It seems to remember getting something from her then. Let's check that evidence again. There must be somewhere in that picture. Oh yeah, this thing. Pollito! Look at that pollito! Chicken! Evidence law. Pollito! Pillo! Oh my god! Pillo! So the name of this pollo is Pillo. That's fantastic. Pillo! Oh! Hey, there's a picture here. Oh, fuck, that looks gruesome. That looks like a death screen of Resident Evil 4. Oh. Oh. Oh my! This is the actual crime scene! No other detective saw that crime scene like this. Because I contacted Criminal Affairs only after I had rearranged it. Wait a minute, let me check that picture again, Señorita Esquille. Señorita Cielo. Okay, let's see. He's bleeding from the mouth. Oh yeah, because he punctured his lung. So he probably coughed blood and died. Ouch. What a horrible way to die if you ask me. I don't like it. Oh wait, there is something missing here. There is a missing piece of clock. Mr. Wright! The piece out from his vest, could that be? The cloth was found inside Chief Gans' safe. What's this? This is a handprint. Yeah, this is Emma's handprint. That cloth, it had fingerprints on it. Where fingerprints those are must be the real murder. What? But they are yours, Emma. Why are your lips turning all purple, Mr. Wright? Anyway, let's get on with the cross-examination. So long as you tell the truth, we shall be able to flush out the real murder.
Very well, the defense might now begin its cross-examination.
Okay. Actual crazy. Okay, I think I know what I have to do here. Okay, I'm gonna do a save file. Because let me explain something. When I arrived, I found Mr. Marshall's body.
Come on now, Oji. This is the poorest excuse for a trial I ever seen. Chief Gant. What? Now you want to make me out as the bad guy too? If so, I'd like to put in a word or two in my defense.
I'm afraid it's too late for that.
What?
You already declined to testify. That means you forfeit your right to make statements of any sort.
This must be that risk we were talking about earlier.
Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the sound of the nose tightening around your own neck.
So what? You think I'm worried? Sorry to disappoint you, but I don't need to make any statement.
What do you mean?
The evidence will do all the talking for me. Even if I can't testify, I can still present evidence. Yes, that's true. Wait, you mean you still have some conclusive evidence? No, I don't. But someone does. Someone? So, what's your excuse, Righto? Why, you have been keeping quiet about it. You do have something to show us, right? Something that proves who knocked over Neil Marshall, causing his death. Conclusive evidence that leaves no room.
Oh, okay. If I show that evidence that he's asking for, Emma is gonna be found guilty. And I think that's gonna be a game over, because we are trying to show that this guy is the guilty party. Because that also was forged evidence, probably. Because if this asshole is really that smart. So this is just literally like me trying to confront Maxi. I need to think like him. He always will be one step ahead. So I always need to try to be one step ahead of him. So it's basically a battle of intelligence.
It is true, Mr. Wright.
If I show that piece of evidence now, Emma's sure to be made out as a murderer.
Mr. Wright, if you have any more evidence, present it now, and if you try to conceal anything, you will be the one appearing before the Board of Inquiries.
What do I do now? I don't think I can show it. Because if I do that, Emma will be found guilty, and technically I will be losing the game. Because that's what we don't want. Do I present that piece of evidence? The one that shows who really did? No, cannot show that evidence. Your Honor, I don't have any evidence I can present at this point in time.
What? You lie. Chief Gant? You opened my safe. I know you took what was inside. The conclusive evidence.
I don't know what you are talking about. Mr. Wright, why did you show them? We found it together.
Oh, I see. Because you know the truth, don't you? You know whose fingerprints Arrow did. That's why you won't present it.
What are you talking about, Chief Gant?
And you figured it out? Take a good look at this picture.
Yes, we know the truth, sadly.
See? The victim best noticed everything odd about the chest area. It looked like part of it's been cut out for some reason. You mean you had this in your safe? What? That means you, the chief of police, have been concealing evidence. It's going to be the biggest scandal in the history of the police department. Impressive. To be honest, I don't think you had the gall, Righto. Well, I cannot just let you pin me up as a murderer. I'll tell you what really happened. What? You mean you admit to it?
Yes, he admits.
I was the first person to arrive at the crime scene that day. It then occurred to me that I could use that situation to control Lana.
So you really were manipulating her?
I knew Lana. If I made it look like the blame lay with her sister, that's when she saw the thing. She will ask me for my aid.
So you assisted Miss Sky?
I told her to arrange all the evidence. I had her plant the knife up in the victim's body and move the body across the room. And I ended up using that evidence to get Joe Dark convicted. When I tampered with the crime scene, I hid 2 pieces of evidence. This was before Lana arrived at the scene, mind you. 2 pieces of evidence? You mean those items in your safe? But why? For insurance, of course. Insurance? I was sure my plan would work, but it's always best to be prepared for the worst. I was not about to let anyone blame me for a murder that girl committed. You mean you were calculating that far ahead while forging the evidence? See? It's just like fucking Maximus. What do you take me for, a fool? I didn't make police chief by dumb luck. See this jar fragment? I hit the most legible part of the Emma's name. I didn't expect Lana to go and wipe the blood of all pieces. Or did you fabricate all the evidence? What's to say you didn't fabricate the message on this jar too? Some people just don't know when to quit, do they? That's why I keep one more item for insurance. You mean that piece of cloth? Come on, Righto. Hang it up already. I know you have it.
What are you waiting for, Mr. Wright? So you admitted then, Chief Gant, that you were hiding the cloth you cut off the victim vest in your safe.
Yes, I admit it. I didn't want to have to be being chief at all. But it's a lot better than being portrayed as a murderer. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say for yourself? Just a moment ago, you said you didn't have any evidence. You could present. Foolish move, Righto. You should have shown it then before it was too late.
It's been a long battle. But the moment of truth has finally arrived. As long as I don't mess up, the victory is mine. Let me see. Okay, I think I saved, so let's go for it. Your Honor, I do have evidence to present now.
Alright then, let's see this conclusive evidence. Evidence that shows who actually murdered the prosecutor.
I think this is what I need to prove it. To present it now.
Take that!
Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of victim's vest.
Oh, yes. At last, you finally broke it out into the open. There is a handprint on this piece of cloth.
Your Honor, the prosecution requests that immediately sent to the lab analysis. This handprint on the letter, there must have been a strong impact for it to be left clearly.
You mean?
It could not have been forged. It must be authentic, conclusive evidence.
You are as slow on the uptake as ever, Worthy.
What?
Think about it. Raito had it all the time to present this as evidence.
Yeah?
He was reluctant to do so. Why would that be?
You mean you already know?
You know whose fingerprints are on that?
Mr. Wright, do you really know?
Whoever the fingerprints belong, it must be a real murder. Whose those fingerprints are they?
Very well. I'll tell you. It shall be okay now. Everything proceeding as I predicted. The person whom these fingerprints belong to is... Emma Sky.
Emma? Emma Sky?
What? They're mine? I'm sorry, Emma. But why? Why didn't you tell me?
Oh, you're really something, Righto.
You knew this
Girl did all it along. And used the trial to pin the murder on me. So it's true. Tragic but true. This girl really did show Prosecutor Marshall to his death.
How could you? You monster!
Miss Sky?
You know whose fingerprints those were all belong to you. Yet, you act like she really didn't. Miss Sky is not over yet. What? I say this trial is not over yet.
But I'm afraid it's over, boy. Not only this trial, but your career too.
You purposely concealed this conclusive evidence.
That, my friend, is a serious offense.
I'm looking forward to pressing charges after the defendant is convicted.
I'll have your badge, boy. What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? No, Cello is not here. Aren't you going to tell us how it feels? How it feels to be the one who single-handedly turned a poor little girl into a murderer?
Before I do that, there's just one little thing I have to clear up.
Oh, and what's that?
Who really killed Prosecutor Near Marshall?
What?
Chief Gunn, you are absolutely right. This piece of cloth proves who the real murderer is. Who killed Near Marshall, you ask?
It was Emma Sky, wasn't it?
I'm afraid that's not possible. You see, this piece of cloth contains a critical contradiction.
What? A contradiction? What is this fool babbling about?
I'm talking about a contradiction. One that proves who the real killer is.
Is it right, this piece of cloth? What could it possibly contradict?
Chief Gunn, your tyrannical reign ends here.
Behold!
The piece of evidence that contradicts this cloth. This. And there is simple.
And what exactly is this supposed to be?
This is the picture Miss Sky took. Take a good look at it. See where the piece of this vest was cut out?
Yes, his shirt is showing underneath. It's hard to make out with all the blood on his vest, though.
Exactly my point. His chest is soaked with blood. That's only normal. His lungs no doubt were punctured. Blood poured out of his mouth.
Oh, but that piece of cloth.
It's clean. It's pristine clean.
Wait, there is no blood on it.
Exactly. Since Emma Sky fingerprints are on this cloth, there is no doubt that she shoved the prosecutor's thigh. However, Mr. Marshall was not impaled on the sword at the time.
No, this is nonsense.
Now then, Chief Gunn, let me ask you something. Prosecutor Marshall was not impaled when he was shoved aside. He most likely hit his head on the ground and was knocked out. If so, then tell me, who could it have been? Who could have arrived at the scene before Miss Lana's thigh, picked up the unconscious prosecutor, and impaled him on the armored sword?
Then, to make it look like Emma was responsible for the prosecutor's death,
said person protected to proceed to write her name on the jar with the victim's blood. A jar that then broke on purpose to leave behind a clue and make Lana believe her sister did. Remember what you admitted only moments ago, that you personally cut out the bloodless piece of victim's vest. Ironic, isn't it? So, the very act of creating insurance, you prove that you were the actual murderer. It's finally all over.
Oh no! That was close, Rhino. You almost had me. Sorry, but you will have to do better than that. I refute your allegations. What do you mean, refute his allegations? You see the piece of cloth? It's illegal evidence. Order! Order! What nonsense is this? Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a suspect. Remember, Roji? Earlier, our Rhino here concealed that piece of cloth.
Oh, I know what I need to do.
Well, that's true. The defense refused to present the evidence. At that moment, that piece of cloth ceased to be legal evidence.
But that's not fair!
Did you actually think you could face me in court? It looks like the last laugh on you, son.
No, I still can laugh. Let me show you.
I'm afraid Mr. Gunn's claim is legally correct. Well, Mr. Edgeworth?
True. Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a person. Assuming, of course, that the evidence is indeed illegal.
Well, Mr. Wright?
It seems at last. There is time for me to reveal my plan has finally arrived.
Mr. Wright, do you admit to it? Did you purposely and illegally conceal this piece of cloth?
I did not. I admit, I refused to present it at one point.
See, the evidence illegal.
Shut up! No, it's not, Mr. Kant. It's not that I didn't present evidence then. It's that I could not.
What do you mean you couldn't?
There are certain procedures involving when presenting evidence.
No, Oji, don't listen to his lies. He's nothing but a coward. You can't really believe...
There is only one issue left to be resolved in this trial. Is this evidence legal or not?
Very well. Let us settle this once and for all. Earlier you refused to present the evidence. If you can prove your contradiction, violation of the law, then do it so now.
Pollito! This is my proof, Your Honor. Evidence law.
What's this?
I done my homework too, Chief. Indeed, Emma's sky fingerprints were on this piece of cloth. However, at the point in time, this was merely a piece of cloth, nothing more.
What?
You see, it's written right here in this book. The second rule of evidence law. Rule number 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. I found this piece of evidence myself inside your safe. It goes without saying, I did not have approval from the police department. Rule number 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And here is the crux of the matter. You see, at the time it was impossible for me to prove the relevance between the cloth and the SL9 incident.
What kind of nonsense is this? You want relevancy? Just take one look at this picture and...
Sorry, but can you recall when was that picture presented?
That was shown only a few moments ago. So...
He's right. At the beginning of today's trial, that piece of cloth was still meaningless. The person who gave it the value as evidence was you, Damon Gant. You yourself confessed to a certain truth. Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest.
Oh yes.
It was then that you approved this cloth as conclusive evidence. Yes, you, the chief of police, personally approved this cloth. The only person who could have cut this from this victim's vest is the one who stood before Prosecutor Marshall in his final moment. In other words, the real murderer, and there is only one person who that could be. Damon Gant, the killer was you. Holy shit, look at this guy laughter. And this guy is done.
I knew I should have gotten rid of him.
That good-for-nothing scum. For 2 years he's been snooping around the department, trying to get something on me. Crimes are being committed every day, yet he insisted on hounding me. Well, your crime was not exactly pity. He wanted to reinvestigate the case. He recruited Angel Star, then convinced Bruce Goodman. Teddy Goodman?
Yeah, that's right.
If the evidence is transferred, I will lose my only chance to find out the truth. Please, you got to help me.
Goodman turned him down, as he ought to. Still, Jake Marshall didn't know when to quit.
He stole Goodman's ID card and tried to take the evidence.
Goodman came to me that day. He wanted to file a lost item report. I went with him to the evidence room. Then, all of a sudden, he decided to speak out. What are you talking about, Goodman?
Can you please reopen the investigation, Chief? We can't transfer the evidence out. There are too many questions left unanswered.
He opened his evidence locker, and as he was taking the evidence out, he said,
"It's not too late. I'm going to hand all this over to Marshall."
Well, to be honest, I was a bit taken aback by his words. I had a bad feeling when he came to see me, but I never thought he'd bring up SL9. That's when I saw it. The accursed knife. I couldn't just pull it out. Doing so will only lead to more bleeding, making it near impossible to hide your crime. Even so, the blood was just pouring out. I didn't know who might stumble in, so I hurried to wake it up. I was worrying so much about the floor, I didn't realize my fatal mistake. The bloody handprint? On the detecting gunshot locker? I used to be known as the crime computer. But everyone has to start somewhere. I guess I was too nervous. I had no business doing any of it. Then you put the body in my car. I'm sorry. I couldn't think of any other way to move the body. I broke your trunk, but what's the big deal? You make a lot more than us detectives ever will. Leaving the persecution scar aside. How? How could you get Miss Sky involved in all of this? Well, she has much to lose as I did if the truth came out. So you took evidence by taking Guzman's locker. I feel bad for having to do it. I also didn't have time to pick and choose what to take. So, you left the jar of fragments and the glove. Yeah. It looked like I was better off being an investigator of crimes than a committer. They all did their best to get in my way. I got to hand it to them. They do their jobs well, much to my dismay. Fake evidence doesn't hold up very well upon close examination. You must have known that. Tell me, Worthy, why do you stand in court? Me? You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me were the same. One day you will understand. Oh, believe me, you will. You're just one man. You will see what it really takes to bring them down once you try to go it alone. Well, looks like it's time to say goodbye. Oh, Aji. What? Looks like we'll have to cancel that lunch date. Sorry, old friend. I'm sorry too, Damongant. I knew you as you used to be long ago. You were once a fine investigator and an example to others on the force. I'm sorry to learn that you are no longer that person. Those days are gone now, Aji. Thanks for all the memories though. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Now you have Wright here. And Worthy. With these two around, you can't go wrong. In fact, I can hear them already. The melodious sound of a new beginning. There are two things I want you to understand. Yes? First, your sister never hurt anyone. Second, Damongan betrayed you from the beginning. Rare. You see, Miss Sky, you no longer have any reason to keep it silent. You're right. When this trial is over, I'll tell everything. All that I had done these past 2 years. From the time I had Gan help me forge evidence up until today. So, it seems all the questions raised in this trial have been answered.
I'm sorry, Miss Sky. I couldn't get you out of all this trouble.
Oh, sorry for that. I was taking something.
What high standard you have for a rookie? I'm a Rocco.
Okay, that was the stupidest thing I ever said. I'm so sorry. Seriously.
I can see why Mia thought so highly of you.
Cateto! Doing fine, thanks. How you are doing fine too.
I can see Mia thought so highly of you.
Yes, I did, and oh my god, what a travesty that was.
Who knows? A few years from now, you must make it to the top.
Oh
my god, she's smiling! So cool! I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright. Miss Sky. And to you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You suffer every bit as much as I have over these past few years. Believe me, I know how much of an ordeal this meant for you. It was nothing. Liar. I was worried the pressure might break you. And yet, you rose above it all and guided Mr. Wright to victory. You have done well, Mr. Edgeworth.
Stop it. I only did my job. In light of this case, it seems a good self-examination is in order for all of us. Miss Sky,
Yes, Your Honor?
you are innocent of murder. However, although the chief blackmailed you, the fact is you still acted as an accomplice. A trial will be scheduled for these crimes at a later date.
Yes, I understand, Your Honor.
Is there something amusing about all of this? Why are you smiling?
It's been a long time, Your Honor. A long time since I feel free of these heavy chains.
Oh. Well, this trial has gone on far too long already.
Yeah, almost 2 fucking hours. Almost 3 hours.
Regarding the change of order, this court finds the defense and Miss Lana Sky not guilty. That is all. This court is adjourned.
At long last, it's finally over. Emma? Why the long face? You are not a horse. I'm sorry your sister didn't got completely off the hook. But at least she was not convicted for a murder she didn't commit. No, that's not it. Just now, after the trial ended, I can see why Mia Fey thought so highly of you. I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright. And you too, Mr. Edgeworth. Ah, because of her smile. You know, I did my best too. But Lana didn't say a single word to me.
Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Oh, yes I am. I'll come back later.
No, come back! Wait, the 30 comes through. What is it? What is it?
You're doing this on purpose, aren't you? Making a Teddy run all around while on duty.
This is the 3rd time. I'm sorry.
On top of it, you call me here. I'm staying happier people feel.
This is exactly the same 3 times. You say that 3 times now.
Hey, light up, pals. I'm only kidding.
Oh, are you here because of my sister again?
Nope, not this time. I came today because of you, pal.
Me?
That's right. I thought you'd like to see someone.
Me? Lana? Should you be doing this? She's still under arrest, you know.
Well, I won't tell if you want.
Emma, I owe you an apology. It's okay, sis. Don't worry about it. That day 2 years ago. Was the first time in my life I ever panicked. It was all I could do to keep myself from screaming. All I could think about was keeping you from getting wrapped up in this mess. Please, I asked God to help me cover up the truth. I thought I was doing it for your sake, but now I realize I was wrong. I changed after that date. I had to. It was the only way I could make it through the past 2 years. I knew how much I was hurting you by distancing myself. But I could not bring myself to tell you what I did. I was scared. Scared that you'd look at me with those eyes of yours. I was scared of how you'd react if you knew. But sis, you were only doing it for me. No. Huh? I turned my back on you that day. In hiding what I believed to be the truth, I was deceiving you. Sis. I'm such a fool. It took me all this time to realize. Emma, I'm so sorry. But sis, you don't have to apologize. I'm happy now. You're happy? Of course. You know, sis, I always knew that one day you come back. And now you have. Oh, that's a beautiful scene. No one can change the past. The only thing we can do is try to make up for our mistakes. Why must we make up for our mistakes, you ask? Because in doing so, we can find way back to a rightful path. And it's from there that we can move on toward a brighter future. At least, that's what I felt watching the two sisters make up. Mr. Wright, Mr. Gumshoe. Me? Thank you both for all that you've done. I'm sure we'll meet again someday. Ya hice cualeto! Isn't that right, Mr. Edgeworth? Edgeworth? Stop hiding and come over here. Just like Cello is just hiding. Where was he hiding? I just came to say congratulations. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Right, well, I'll be going now. No, don't go. Mr. Edgeworth, I hope you don't blame yourself for what happened. We were the ones who acted corruptly, not you. It's too late for me. No matter what anyone might say, I realized today that I cannot correct my mistakes. Mr. Edgeworth! Not only that, but I don't even trust myself anymore. Chief Gant was right. You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me were the same. One day you will understand. Oh, believe me, you will just one man. You will see what it really takes to bring them down when you try to go it alone. I do despise criminals. I plan to dedicate my entire life to fighting them. But in order to fight crime on my own, I needed a weapon. It's scary, but I know that to be true for quite some time now. But Edgeworth, who knows? Given enough time, I might have tried to pull something like Chief Gant did. That thought terrified me. That's why I can't continue on as a prosecutor. Edgeworth, don't you understand? Damon Gant and your mentor, Manfred von Karma, were both the best of the best when it came to fighting crime. But they both made the same mistake. You said, in order to fight crime on my own, I need a weapon. That might be true, but think back to today's trial. You were not alone. You were working together with Mr. Wright. And because of that partnership, you were able to present evidence that otherwise would have gone undiscovered. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? Oh yeah! What is this, a pop quiz? Come on, Mr. Wright! Show him what Lan is talking about! Evidence, something that neither Edgeworth nor I will have been able to find out on our own. Probably the evidence list? That's the picture I drew. Our counterattack began with this. You had one half of the evidence list, and I the other. Apart, we wouldn't have been able to completely restore my picture. That didn't. It just happened by chance, Mr. Edgeworth. It's time for me to go. Mr. Edgeworth, if you will excuse me, there are still some loose ends that need wrapping up. Take care, Chief Prosecutor. Edgeworth, what will you do now? Well, whatever you do, just remember. You can let what happened kill the prosecutor in you, or you can let it help you grow. In the end, it's up to you. I know. It seems I owe you my thanks too, right? But what I face now is my problem. Edgeworth, I'll be waiting for you in court. Farewell. I better be going to. Okay. But I'll be a visit soon. Okay, so it seems we both have a lot to learn and catch up to. Here is a little something for you. Scientific investigation? It's the first book I ever bought. Study it well. Thanks, sis. I will. And so, another case comes to a close. As for the sisters, I have faith. Faith that their lives have only just begun. And as for me, I think it's time I start on a new journey of my own. A journey to rediscover myself.
Well, don't go freaking off just yet, pal.
Huh? What is it, detective?
There's just a little matter to be resolved about the chief prosecutor. You see, she's not supposed to be out of jail like this.
But I thought you said it was okay.
Yeah, well, it might be okay with me, but the faults of the prison are a different story.
Huh?
Basically, I had to bribe a guard in order to sneak her out for 30 minutes. Believe me, it was not cheap either.
Huh? Hey, to go, detective, I didn't know you had a wild side.
Very well. You see, Mr. Wright here is the one who will be footing the bill.
Huh?
What do you think? I could afford it with my salary. You're gonna be kidding me, pal.
Hey, Mr. Wright, you're the best. Why is it? I suddenly feel like I want to scream.
Hey, I got an idea. Why don't we all go paid off together?
Yeah, that's a great idea. Come on, guys. Let's go.
Oh, it says now.
Because I think in the original game you need to press a button to scream objection, or you need to scream objection on the microphone. But yeah, that's it for Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. That's the first game of a shit lot of time. The first one on the original trilogy, but there is like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There is 9 Ace Attorney games in total. I don't know if I will be playing all of them. I will try my best, but they are a very, very long thingy, so I seriously don't think I will be doing that. Because my god, it's so long. But hey, I'm not gonna lie, this was a really, really fun experience. I had a lot of fun with this stream. I wanted to do this a long time ago. I wanted to do voice acting with friends. Sadly, that was not even possible. Because, well, a lot of my friends get busy and stuff like that. So that's why I was not able, but at least bringing this game was fun. I had a lot of fun with this. Really, really seriously enjoyed this. And I really hope all of you guys who were here for me for the entire journey across this courthouse had fun with me. This is the voice that broke, well, not broke, but that leave Shade D for a while. But there we go, that's actually going really, really good. Congratulations on finishing this case. It was interesting seeing how the chief tried to get you share of the money. Yeah! Oh, so you were here in Silent Cello? Because I wonder how much of the thing. It was one sneaky smartass. Yay! Cello was able to watch that. That's awesome. Yeah, because I was like, oh fuck, I hope he didn't lose the conclusion because this was a crazy trial, but... Akemi Kimamura. I saw a part of it, not all of it. Well, you saw the ending, so that's the important thing. I know that after this is the next game. I put a new menu in the menu. The Wright launch. Test video as defeat, but the bottom layer is as sweet as victory. I was arriving back home while you were in the middle of it. Oh, okay. By the way, now that you are right, Cello, how was the launch, by the way? How you had a nice time there? Localization Benjut. Don't you went out to eat because Father's Day? Yeah, you guys went out to eat something. I do remember. Heck yeah! That's good to hear then. Yay! Fun song, amazing flavors. Nice. Sounds like you really had a good time there. But yeah, thankfully, that will be the end of this game. And the trial too. I will show something before we had a good time, yeah, small family gathering. That's what it matters. As long as you guys had a fun time, that's enough. Before calling it for tonight's stream, I kind of want to see if I can show something real quick. Just real quick. Not gonna be doing that. Kiki. Cello's office. Okay, fun thing, if I remember correctly, I don't remember if this game happened, if the next game is the second or is technically the... Fuck, what is the name? I don't remember if the second game is that or Miles Investigations, because I do remember that there is another one. Yeah, that's basically, it's just like you, it's like very serious, and like you had seen during the entire game, he barely shows his what is the name? He barely shows his emotions. So it's someone very reservado about that. Oh. Yeah, barely show his emotions. So it's totally like you in that reason. Look at that picture, that's beautiful. Capcom. But yeah, that's it. That's the game. That's all the 5 trials. So yeah, if we go to new game, you can see that first Turnabout Sisters, Turnabout Samurai, Turnabout Goodbyes, and the extra that is Rise from the Ashes. So yeah, that's all of them. But yeah, this is a trilogy. There is Justice for All, and there is Trial and Tribulations. The Lost Turnabout, this one is obviously of the second game. It was a very, very long case. But yeah, the Justice for All, I might not do it right now. Same as Trial and Tribulations. I might do these games later on, another time, because the trials just get longer and longer in each game. All the games are really fun. We have quirky characters and all that things. But right now the stream has been going for quite a long time, so yeah. I think you were with me, Cello, when we were doing the test of you will be seeing Phoenix Wright for months to come then. I might do it like eventually, kind of like I'm doing with Tomb Raider. That I'm taking the trilogy calmly and doing every certain time. I might be doing the same with this game. Like every certain time I will do another game. Because if I do it completely one after the other, I'm gonna worn out. Yeah, imagine just streaming Phoenix Wright all the time. There is 9 fucking games. The entire year will be just Phoenix Wright. It will be like, I will worn out myself. But yeah, I really hope all of you guys had fun. Also, yeah, yesterday I didn't stream. You will be dreaming about Phoenix Wright in your sleep. I will be hearing objection the entire night. But yeah, the last weekend yesterday I spent the day with Cello. We went to a dinosaur park like looking place. It was garbage. I mean, it was fun, but it was not many things to do there. It was kind of boring. So yeah, in a way it was okay, but it was kind of a little lame, honestly. We had fun, actually. We did have a lot of fun. But yeah, I might call it here for tonight's stream. So Rexo didn't. Yeah, I sadly didn't. Yeah, I didn't meet my expectation, but it was a nice walk. I took some photos of the animatronics there, and it was actually really cool. I might show them or share to you guys another time because right now it's getting a little too late. But it was actually really fun. So yeah, I'm gonna be calling it for tonight's stream. It was really fun to finish this series of Phoenix Wright. But I really hope he came face to face with a T-Rex. Yes, I did actually. I did came to face with a T-Rex. No problem. I might probably because Esqualito is doing his first stream. I might probably do the honor and literally do something that I tend to do to my friends. And you guys will see real soon. Exactly. I'm gonna throw a raid. Actually, I think I can show real quick. Let me see if I can do that real quick. Yes, I can. Okay. Before I call it real quick for tonight's stream, let me at least show you guys that before it's too late, shall we? Okay, yeah, before I call it for tonight's stream, at least let me show something real quick. Hey, no problem. I'm gonna use display capture because I'm gonna capture my second monitor for this. There you go. Okay, so this is the photos that I take of some of the animatronics. Like you guys can see when I was with Cello in yesterday thingy. It was not really that much. These are some of the photos that I take of the dinos. They were actually looking really good. So the animatronics at least look really good. They had some animatronics those were probably yeah, that was the best part. They were animatronics and they actually move. And there were a lot of fucking food stands. Also, let me see if I can show that real quick. So, Cello Talk video. So let me share that. Oh. Oh, hold on. Wait, you guys cannot hear. There you go, boy. Okay, you guys cannot hear. Give me a moment real quick. Now you can.
Ándale.
Well, yeah, like you can see a...
No me acuerdo quién decía que suenan como si estuvieran tosiendo.
But yeah, the animatronics were really cool, actually.
Están bien hechos, eso sí. Ándale.
But yeah, I had to show that real quick before I call it for tonight's stream. That was the animatronics, and they were actually really cool to see, honestly. What? There were little kids putting stuff in their mouths, actually. Yeah, that was also really fun. There was a lot of kids just putting things in their mouths just to get beaten. It was funny. It was really funny. But yeah, I think I'm gonna be calling it for tonight's stream. It was, like I said, it was really fun. It was a long game. I wish that one of the animatronics came to life and started fighting them. My Cello, this is not Five Nights at Dinos. No problem. Take care, guys. Have a good night. And I'm gonna be doing this right now. Fuck, where is it? There we go. So I'm gonna see you guys. Take care, everyone. Have a good night. Stay awesome. And see you guys the next weekend for another game. Thank you, Gatteto. Was nice to hear you here. Take care, guys.